there, Darren Alff from BicycleTrainPro.com. I was editing this episode and I realized that I needed to step in and say something because I didn't quite explain what was going on here very well. Prior to this trip, I was participating in a 10-day bike tour with Active Norway, the Arctic Coast cycling tour with my friend Sophie. And after that trip ended, Active Norway contacted me and said, hey, we have another group of 12 people who are doing the Lofoten Islands bike tour, which is right after the tour that you did with Sophie. Would you like to go along on that tour and take photos for us? We need photos from the trip for their marketing, website, etc. And so I was like, yeah, that would be awesome. Like, I have the time, let's do it, you know? So the company arranged for me to stay in hotels, all the hotels along the trip, and basically follow the rest of the tour participants. Now, because I joined this trip right at the last minute, some of the hotels were fully booked. Lofoten is a very popular place in the world, and it fills up very quickly, especially during the summer months. So on some nights I had to sleep in my tent, which is what you'll see me doing here in this video later. But anyways, I was following these people. I did not know who they are and they did not know me. I just kind of showed up and was like, hi, I'm Darren, I'm here to take your picture. So it was a little weird, but anyways, you're gonna see some of the clips just from that ride. But really I was focusing on photos on this day and the following day and the following day after that. So the next couple episodes are going to be a little disjointed, but I hope you get the point. I'm doing this Lofoten Islands bike tour, I'm following along and I'm taking pictures. That's what's happening here. When I was up at the top of the bridge, I saw 4 other people on bikes traveling down this road, and I hope it's the Swiss family, but I was so far away I couldn't tell. They were just little dots. So I'm trying to catch those bikers now, but they're quite a ways ahead of me. It's going to be difficult, and there's some wind right now, headwind. So the place I'm going to camp tonight, because once again there's no lodging for me at the hotel, so I'm going to camp, and the place I want to camp is right on the other side of that fence. So I got to get my fully loaded touring bike up and over that fence. Alright, so here's my campsite for tonight. This is the view that I have all to myself. There's no one else out here. And then just over here is the hotel, golf course hotel, where everyone else on the tour group is staying. It is about 3 o'clock right now. Dinner is at 7, so I'm just gonna hang out in my tent, listen to a podcast, go over my photos, and then at 7 I will go back to the hotel, eat dinner with the rest of the group, and then after dinner come back here to my tent and go to sleep. So I've been asleep now for the last 2 hours, but it's almost 7 o'clock, so I'm gonna run I have like 1.5 kilometers to hike back to the hotel where everyone else is staying. They have no idea that I'm actually in a tent, that I'm not in one of the rooms in the hotel. So I hope I don't smell too bad. Gotta go over this thing again. Whoa, it's really wobbly. Ja.
Vil det være med nok 5?
Nei, nå vil jeg vel 1 da. Kan du si at jeg ble flinkere?
Sier det bra med det.
I'm hiking back to my campsite now. There's this big mountain that I am camped out underneath, basically at the bottom of, and I'm thinking of just hiking up to the top right now, even though I don't know what time it is at night. I think it's like 9 or 10 o'clock. It's still light out, it never gets dark here, so, and I'm not that tired because I took a 2-hour nap this afternoon, so maybe I will hike up to the top. There it is. That's the fox right there. Hey, fox! Fox! There he is. Fox! Got something right there. That was cool. I just saw a fox. I saw it twice. I saw it just run across the horizon, and then I followed it for a little bit and I spotted it, but now it's disappeared. I don't know where it went. That was cool. That's my best animal sighting yet in Norway, I think. I've seen 1 reindeer, lots of seals, and now a fox. When it's foggy like this and you can't see very far, you don't know where the top is. I once climbed the El Misti volcano in Peru. I think it's like 19,000 feet or 21,000 feet elevation, and it was so foggy you could only see about 3 meters or so, 10 feet, 12 feet in front of you, and after that it's just whiteout. That was one of the coolest things I did in Peru, though. It was a workout, but it was the coolest thing I did. So it's about 11 p.m. now. I'm in my tent. I got my earphones in. I'm going to listen to a podcast and study some German before I go to sleep. And then tomorrow is the 3rd day of the Lofoten Islands bike tour with ActiveNorway.com. It's the longest day of the tour at about 65 kilometers, so it should be a pretty good ride. And my goal tomorrow is to get as many good photos as I possibly can of these other people that are doing the tour. So that's the plan. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.